came in the rain. My angel came in the rain. My angel came. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another week of Conversations with the Masterful Raconteur. Just in case you did not know, that is my theme song for my podcast here. In the Rain, My Angel Came. The title of the song is Angel Rain. I wrote and produced that song, got some talented singers and saxophone players. So I just really love that song. And if you haven't heard it, check it out. Go to bbingin.com, bbingn.com, and YouTube it. Okay, it's on there as well. Anyway, just want to hang out with y'all for a little while today. And I just want to shout out a true legend from Jacksonville, Florida. I didn't get to know this man personally, but I met some of his family, met three of his daughters, and several members of his family. And I was actually going to talk about something else that I'm going to push back to next week maybe. But I was on social media today, and I was just looking at a post from one of his daughters, who is a friend and supporter of mine, Miss Tanya Davis. She did Sam Davis, Ruel, Sam Rock Davis is that's her father. And I had noticed recently how she has been promoting the street reveal. They named a street in the honor of Sam Davis this past weekend, and I had been seeing the notifications, and I reflected on I don't know, a couple of months or so ago, maybe longer, I guess, when the family was planning this, and Miss Davis, her Tanya, his daughter, reached out to me because we've collaborated on some community events and stuff, and she reached out to me for some insight and some thoughts and vibes about the process of making all of that happen for her father. And I gave her my thoughts and whatever. They all took the thing and they made it happen. And I just want to send a shout out to their family. I can't speak in detail of Sam the Rock Davis, but for those, especially NFL football fans from my generation, we all, many of us were Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and so we were big fans of pretty much the whole team. And I'll be honest, back then I was so captured by the quarterback, wide receivers, running back, Franco Harris, Hall of Famer, Terry Bradshaw, Hall of Famer, John Stallworth. Man, the Steelers was loaded. They were loaded back in the day. And so I hate to confess it, but I really wasn't that in tune with the man who was on that line blocking and making all of this stuff happen like that, 4 Super Bowl championships, that's pretty incredible. The Pittsburgh Steelers, man, it was no joke. It was no joke. And so fast forward all these years later, when I find out about Sam Davis and come to realize that he was a part of that team back then when we were all big fans and stuff. I was just like, wow, man, I felt kind of embarrassed that, I didn't remember him like that. But I'm just one of those small few who didn't, because the man was obviously very well known, and you know, but guys like me, we tend to focus more, especially back then. Nowadays, I pay a lot of attention to the front line and the defense and stuff like that. But back then, we was looking for the long touchdown bomb. We was looking for the runs, the long 50-yard runs and the touchdowns and stuff like that. So we were basically focused on the playmakers as far as who was scoring and who was handling the ball and that type of thing. But when you look into the facts, um, Mr. Sam Rock Davis, I'm sure Terry Bradshaw counted on this man quite a bit, to defend him, open those holes up. I'm sure Franco Harris, I'm sure he appreciated Sam Davis. Um, and a lot of those bombs and stuff that we was just thrilled about, seeing that ball go all the way down the field into the end zone, touchdown, touchdown. I'm sure the receivers had a great appreciation for Sam Davis as well, because if you don't have that front line straight, you're not going to get a whole lot accomplished from an offensive perspective. So, of course, I'm not a football expert, but I think I'm right when I say that. You got to have a front line. Of course, that's why Tom Brady, the GOAT, was able to leave New England and come down to Tampa and win a championship, because you got to have that front line, that offensive line. If you don't have some boys up there who can protect that quarterback and give him time to do what he got to do, all of that talent in the quarterback and all the talent in the receivers and the running backs, it don't work, or it don't work so well. So I thought maybe I would send a shout out to Sam Davis. One of the things that his daughter, I was suggesting to her to do, I said, well, contact this media and that media and that media and that media. And I was given some pointers based off of my experience in doing productions and stuff like that. And she was able to accomplish that from what I can see. I noticed recently she posted, I think the Florida Star and the Times Union, both of those media, those newspapers covered um, the sign reveal. And I'm not sure if any of the television networks covered it or not. I really wish that they have, hope that they have, wish that, even now. And see, the ironic thing about it was, on the day of the sign reveal, which is Sam Rock Davis Parkway, um, on the day, which was Saturday, this past Saturday, the Pittsburgh Steelers, was actually in Jacksonville playing the Jaguars, and they won the game. I wasn't gonna go against my Jaguars, but I guess for the sake of this legend being honored, his team, I guess I have to be proud that the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm cool with them winning, and it was a preseason game too, so was not a regular season game. Otherwise, I probably most likely would have had a different vibe on that one. But being it was a preseason game, I'm happy that the Steelers did win the game. The sign, the street, I'm not that I'm familiar with that area to some degree, because when I lived in Jacksonville, I actually worked in a salon that was right on the corner of 45th and Moncrief, and that's the area where the sign is. So I'm familiar with that area right there. Um, so any of you from Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Pride, the city of Jacksonville, number 57, one of your very own was has a street named after him over off of 45th and Moncrief in that area. If you're from that area, you're from Jacksonville, you know that area, then you could explain it better than I can. I just know that it's in the vicinity of 45th and Moncrief. But just wanted to give a shout out to this legend, and I want to give a shout out to the family of this legend because that is a very special thing to have a street named after somebody, and especially a black man, and who was a professional, who happened to be a professional NFL player before Super Bowl championships says a whole lot. A whole lot. Maybe you got to be a sports fan or a football fan to really appreciate that. But it does say a whole lot. So I just thought that I would send a shout out to the family because uh, Miss Davis, his daughter, let's see, I think two different occasions, if not three, they have supported me by inviting me to be a part of different things that they have done in the community. One as recent as maybe, I think, a couple of months ago. Um, um, I was invited to MC a program that they had over there. So, you know, I'm big on reciprocation. You know, when somebody does something special for you, you ought to at least do something special for them as well. Reciprocate the thing. Don't always just have your hand out saying, give me, give me, give me, me, you know, because we all have to have the support of each other. So I thought it fitting because um, all of this just happened just a couple of days ago. And um, shout out again to the family, to The Rock, Ruel, Sam Davis, and your new street, which is designated by the Jacksonville City Council. Um, Shout out to you, the Davis family, all of you, and let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. If and I really want this my podcast today to really serve as an example of how we must support each other. I get so sick and tired of hearing us talk about our problems. You know, we're so good at sitting down, pinpointing and addressing, lamenting on what our problems are. And very few of us offer solutions or possibilities of solutions. But one thing is for sure, especially from the Black community, if you're not in touch with the reality of the Black community, then I just don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But if for those of us that we are very much in touch with the reality of the Black community, I'm not talking about just your community where you're from, but Black communities across America, our families, our children, our young people. Woo, Lord, man, I don't know what the future is going to be like. I tell people all the time, my age category, we are the last of the best of. I really believe that because unless there is a major turnaround in the attitudes, the mindsets, the spirits of younger Black people, say 40 and younger, but most especially 30 and younger, unless there is a really, really significant turnaround or shift in positivity and wisdom and keeping your head on the swivel, um, 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 learning, wanting to do better, learning that you can do better, even in little small spurts. If there's something positive that you actually can do, I just don't know how bright the future is for the Black community uh, 20, 20, 15, 20 years from now, because the decline is real and it's crazy. We got to remember, too, though, that the majority of the negative stuff, the killing and black on black crime and stuff like that, that does not represent the majority of the Black community. But it is very, very significant. And we don't control the media. Okay, so we cannot depend and hope that the media is going to give our community, the Black community, the perspective and reflection that it deserves. We can't expect that, because that's not what the master plan concept is all about. Okay, so you have to really understand that. That's a whole nother show. But but when we learn that we must uh, do better, because things are going to be that kind of crucial 10, 15 years going forward. It's definitely going to be that kind of crucial. Uh, and then we got to understand the beauty, the potential, the art of reciprocation. If we cannot give back to each other even a portion of what we receive or expect from each other, um, the future is not bright enough. It's just not bright enough, and there's a whole lot of uh, unnecessary negative stuff that's going to happen. It's going to make things even worse. So I wanted to do this podcast a lot for those kinds of reasons, because the Davis family, has definitely been there for me. And I just wanted to take some time to acknowledge a very valid um, uh, uh, circumstance with Ruel Samrock Davis, the street reveal, acknowledging this NFL legend, number 57, right from Jacksonville, Florida. So share this post, tell somebody about it. I think I can't speak on it. You can contact Tanya Davis if you have any questions. She's on social media, Tanya Davis. Um, sh- there's some things that they're doing where they're raising funds um, in honor of Sam Davis, and they're doing something else. I can't speak on it. I'm aware of it, but I don't know enough about it. But they're opening they're getting a house to help people who I think have had problems. I don't know how that works out, but need support. People who I think maybe have been incarcerated, or people who've had drug problems and stuff like that. Um, they're getting ready to have a home. It's not a home, but I can't explain it, but it's going to be a facility that accommodates and assists those people who have different kinds of needs and stuff like that. And needs not just in terms of a place, a food to eat and stuff like that, but I think it's an educational thing as well. I'm not sure. I can't speak on that, but for more information, contact Tanya Davis. I'm sure she always touch in with me on. In fact, yeah, there she is on one of my devices right now. So, Tanya, if you will share some links on both of my pages with information about what y'all got going on, and so people can know how to contact you directly and get that information. Because as you can see, I'm stumbling with words. I can't even speak on it, but I know that it's a very worthwhile cause. So anyway, Again, shout out to an NFL legend, Ruel Sam Rock Davis, number 57 from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4 Super Bowl championships, just has had a street named after him somewhere in the area of 45th and Moncrief called Ruel Sam Rock Davis Parkway. Y'all check it out if you're in Duval, all right? And contact his daughter, Tanya Davis. Florida's own Barry S. McLeod touching out now. Truly the right kind of different. Stay blessed.